You can't find any true closeness in Hollywood because everybody does fake closeness so well. Is Netflix breadcrumbing Meghan Markle with false commitment and hope because they are waiting around for a bigger payday? Is Netflix whispering sweet nothings into Meghan Markle's ear? It'll be okay. We got you. Because under this fake facade, they are waiting around to pounce on the real opportunity and the ultimate pay dirt of a divorce deal. In today's video, we're going to read between the lines of Ted Sarandos' most recent comments and discuss the truth about Harry and Meghan's future with the streaming giant Netflix. We're also going to touch upon the many issues arising with Meghan Markle's brand as ever. You guys, we have a lot of juicy royal daily tea to get through today, so you know what to do. Sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the royal daily tea. So Ted Sarandos, the CEO of Netflix, sat down with Variety magazine and gave a very interesting and I think telling interview into the future of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's contract with Netflix. Now, of course, he's going to come out and talk Hollywood talk. They're never, ever going to tell you the truth. You're going to have to read between the lines what he's really saying and what he's not saying. Remember, Ted Sarandos is the captain of the Titanic. He is the captain of the ship, and he's going to go down, down, down until the very last second with Harry and Meghan. So Ted Sarandos went on to say that Meghan Markle is underestimated and overly dismissed. She is a cultural influencer. Now, I will have to admit, Meghan Markle is a very famous person. Whether we like her or not, she's infamous. The woman could fart in the wind and 4 people would write about it. A perfect example is over St. Patrick's Day, Meghan Markle made green waffles, and so many news organizations and YouTubers literally picked up on the fact that Meghan Markle made a green waffle. So again, this is the mundane, boring, banal news that Meghan Markle does and people write about. So people are fascinated with Meghan Markle. This is something that Ted Sarandos said in his interview, and I agree, people are fascinated with Meghan Markle, much like they're fascinated with a car wreck. You can't stop yourself. You're driving down the street. You see the carnage. You see the wreckage. You see the lights and the police and the ambulance. And you're thinking, oh my goodness, I hope they're okay. And as you're driving, you're starting to move your neck. You're craning your neck to see because you cannot look away. Harry and Meghan have those flashing lights constantly going off, and you can't help yourself from looking. It is a natural human experience to want to look at a train wreck. Again, Harry and Meghan are literally a case study in fumbling the bag. That is why people like to hear and listen and watch about Meghan, is not because she herself is interesting or that people even like her. It's the fact they don't like her and she's a walking train wreck. But again, Ted Sarandos is not going to come out and admit to the world, we made a mistake, we're bleeding her dry because we're trying to get every ounce out of this woman to recoup our horrific investment. Now we know Cooking with Meghan, with Love Meghan is a flop. It's already off the top 10 list. Didn't even make it an entire week on the top 10. Now, compared to their other 2 or other 3 shows, this would be considered a hit, considering the fact that Polo, the Invictus Games, and Live to Lead didn't even enter into the top 10. Now we know they have season 2, which we call season 1.2, is coming out in the fall. We also know the fact that Netflix has decided to, quote, partner with Meghan Markle on her brand new lifestyle brand, as ever, Meghan. And we know this has been a complete catastrophe. And we'll get into that in a moment. So Ted Sarantos went on to say that people are fascinated with Meghan Markle and that she needs to quit being underestimated. So then, of course, he has to go back to the heyday of Harry and Meghan, where he said back to the days of the Harry and Meghan docuseries back in 2022, everything on screen was dissected in the press for days. The shoes she was wearing sold out all over the world. The Hermes blanket that she had in her chair was sold out everywhere in the world. She has a definite influence on culture. So again, he's trying to act like even though her cooking show bombed, maybe didn't have the biggest ratings, that she does have a major influence on culture, because during the H&M documentary, she translated into selling items from the show. But again, that was back in 2022. We are talking almost 3 years since this came out, and everything else that Harry and Meghan have done on Netflix has been a flop. But again, he's not going to admit that because he needs season 2 of the cooking show to be a success. Now, the interesting thing he talked about was how they are partnering with Meghan Markle, but they're calling themselves passive partners. He said, we're passive partners in Meghan's company, and it's a big discovery model for us right now. Meaning they don't know what they're doing. Meaning this is an experiment. This is a guinea pig situation. I have never heard of Netflix partnering with anybody before, so I think it's kind of a novice thing. They're trying to test it out, see what they can do, because they have those brand new Netflix houses, and so they want to see what it's like to partner with people and what kind of profit they can make. But again, it's a complete disaster with Meghan Markle and her lifestyle brands. Now, when they asked them, has Harry and Meghan's contract been renewed with Netflix, he kind of danced around the subject, because again, in Hollywood, they're going to sing and dance, and they're going to tap around and not really give you a full answer. So it says, when asked if he would be renewing Netflix deal with the Obamas, Sarandos said, I don't want to comment on anyone's renewals in general. The ones that we've had are bespoke and rationalized around output. I think of them as show-overall deals. We outline what we're going to do together over the next 5 years and package it as a deal. Now, there had been much speculation over whether Netflix would renew Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's deal, which is coming to an end this year. And of course, it is very, very similar to the deal that they had with Barack and Michelle Obama. But in my opinion, Ted Sarantos pretty much let you know that they're not technically renewed, and they're not going to renew those huge money deals, because quite frankly, Netflix doesn't have $100 million or $25 or $50 million to throw on people who don't bring back the money. Harry and Meghan do not bring butts in seats. So many people have left the streaming giant because of Harry and Meghan. But again, he's really hoping that this as ever will take off and bring in big bucks for Netflix, along with season 2 of the cooking show, because the last 3 projects have been complete and utter duds. Again, he's the captain going down with the ship. But what he did say is they're calling it about output and views, and that's going to be a project by project basis. That is something I've already talked about in a previous video. I believe the contract is going to expire. They're going to let it run its course in April, and then everything is going to ride on season 2 of the cooking show. And if as ever takes off and creates a profit. But the big story and the big rumor that is circulating in regards to Harry, Meghan, and Netflix is that Netflix, in my opinion, is future faking Meghan Markle because they're hanging around for a divorce deal. Now remember, a few months back, there was rumors that Meghan Markle's team was hunting around for a Meghan Markle divorce book. Now, I don't believe that anyone would actually turn that down because that would be a ratings bonanza, but apparently they did. Now, in my opinion, when it actually happens, that's going to be a gold mine. So is Netflix future faking Harry and Meghan? Absolutely, because they want to capitalize, because we all know that drama sells. That is why the Harry and Meghan docuseries was a ratings hit for Netflix, because they trashed the royal family. That is why Spare was a hit, because he trashed the royal family. Harry and Meghan have not been able to duplicate that success with any of their creative projects, because why? Because they didn't trash the royal family. But if Harry and Meghan get divorced, and rumor is Meghan Markle's sleeping single in a double bed, y'all, it could happen. And let's be honest here, that would be a ratings hit and a gold mine for Harry and Meghan. And honestly, I wouldn't put it past them, because they're all about the money. Show me the money. So that is the other rumor on the street, is that Ted Sarantos, he is not the CEO, guys, because he's a moron. He knows what he's doing. He's pretending everything's fine. It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. And they're going through season 2, and they're doing the passive partnership, the silent partnership, hoping that As Ever gets off the ground and they can make a profit. But if all else fails, they have a possible divorce deal on the back burner. Again, they're sniffing out possibilities. Well, she did it again, guys. It wouldn't be Meghan Markle unless we talked about a complete F up for one of her businesses, especially around the trademark, because we all know this woman and trademark cannot be in the same sentence. I don't know what the problem is with Meghan Markle and her team. They just cannot get their shite together and get a trademark. At this point, I'm beginning to feel like we're being punked. Are we being punked? Is this a joke? Because surely you cannot be that dumb. But apparently, you can. You guys, Meghan Markle has had a history of failed and repeated attempts to get trademarks on almost every single business venture. Again, we had American Riviera Orchard, where she didn't sign the application. She didn't pay the right fee. You couldn't trademark a geographical location. She was very vague in all of her categories. Then she had another company, Harry and David, who were fighting her for the trademark. It was just an uphill battle. Then we had archetypes, where she tried to trademark archetypes, but oopsie, another company had already trademarked the name. And now we have As Ever. And again, that also is having quite a few issues. Not to mention, there's already other companies who are using the name As Ever. And of course, the logo that was copied from a country in Italy. But besides all of that, Meghan Markle has a fresh battle with As Ever in regards to the trademark. And you guys, you just cannot make this up. Again, are we being punked? So according to an article in the Mirror, it says Meghan Markle has faced yet another stumbling block when it comes to the launch of her lifestyle brand, thanks to more trademark issues. Earlier this year, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, revealed her brand new brand name As Ever. But now she is suffering a new set of setbacks in regards to her new trademark. Apparently, she has what? Forgotten to sign the documents. That's right. This is literally, I believe, the third, maybe fourth time that Meghan Markle and her team have failed to sign a trademark application. She had this problem with Archwell. She had this problem with American Riviera Orchard. And now she has the same problem with As Ever, where they failed to sign a document. You literally cannot make this up. Now, on top of the fact that the document was, quote, unsigned, they had other issues where, again, they had to clarify some of the items on which she wants to offer, including spoons serving jams and fruit preserves. Is it a jam, Meghan, or is it a preserve? But despite the errors that need to be corrected, according to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, they say no other trademarks would bar As Ever from being registered. Now, Meghan Markle has 3 months to respond to the trademark office to stop her attempts to register As Ever from being abandoned. Now, you guys, Meghan Markle has already abandoned so many things. It will be very interesting to see, is history repeating itself, or is she ever going to get this brand off the ground? Now, if you can believe it, y'all, March marks 1 year since she originally launched ARO's Instagram. So for 1 year, that woman could not get ARO off the ground. So now we have As Ever, and again, stumbling blocks on the trademark. So is this deja vu, or is it going to be a miracle? Is she going to get the Hail Mary and pass it over the finish line? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But in my opinion, Netflix is betting that As Ever is going to be a huge profit margin for Meghan Markle, who they're considering a cultural icon. And they're really betting that the second part of her cooking show is going to be a hit. But in my personal opinion, this is going to be another dud. What do y'all think about this? Leave me your comments, guys, down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see y'all in the next video. Bye, guys.